A young man who was reported missing 8 years ago and turned up last week was actually never missing. Houston police say Rudy Farias has been home the whole time and that his mom has been lying. He was 17 years old when his mom reported him missing back in 2015. But Farias told a community activist, Quinnell X, that his mom has been drugging and sexually abusing him. Here's what that activist told local news station KRIV.
I couldn't hold back the tears because of the things he was saying to us. She would ask him to play daddy. She told him that he had to be the husband. She would force him to sleep in the bed with her.
Now, Houston police in a press conference this morning would not comment on the sexual abuse allegations. They did, though, confirm that the mom lied about her son missing and that investigators at this point don't know where she is.
It was discovered that Rudy returned home the following day on March 8th, 2015. The mother, Janie, continued to deceive police by remaining adamant that Rudy was still missing. She alleged her nephew was a person friends and family were seen coming and going. However, we disputed that.
Joining me now, NewsNation national security contributor Tracy Walder and Joshua Ritter, criminal defense attorney and host of the True Crime Daily Sidebar podcast. Hi there to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Joshua, I'm going to start with you. Let's talk about the legal implications here. What charges could mom face in filing a false missing persons report?
Well, that's it to begin with, is if they're filing a false police report, if it was an ongoing enterprise on her part to deceive law enforcement, and it sounds like it was. I mean, we just saw a picture there of the billboard. It's hard to imagine that she wasn't somehow participating in this ongoing fraud. But then things seem to be taking a more sinister and criminal turn here with the statements that we just heard that there was perhaps sexual assault and abuse taking place. So I'm surprised it went on this long. I'm surprised that law enforcement wasn't involved before now. I'm surprised that the Department of Family Services, quite frankly, it's a breakdown in the system that no one was able to uncover this before now. And it sounds like that this young man, at least from these allegations that we're hearing, may have been suffering some very serious abuse.
Tracy, these allegations, again, are very serious that the son has made against his mom. How do investigators handle those allegations, considering that he's now an adult and has even chosen to go back and stay with his mom?
So that's really at the heart of the issue, quite frankly, Brooke, is that he has made a decision as an adult to go back with his mom. Now, my guess is that they will be looking into these allegations of abuse and when they occurred. Did they occur before he was an adult, or did they continue from when he was 17 on to now? And so I think that's one of the first things that they're going to be looking with. And as Joshua stated, I do think that they are going to have to look at family services as a whole. How did this breakdown happen? Because right now, really what we have are these allegations of abuse. We don't know how this interview took place, and we don't know whether or not these allegations are true, though I suspect that they will, given the condition of him when he was found in that church parking lot.
Yeah, 8 years missing, and now to find out that was all a lie. There are certainly a lot of questions how we got to this point. While you guys are here, I do want to ask you about another topic. We want to turn to the trial of accused killer Bryan Kohberger. The Idaho home where he allegedly murdered 4 college students is expected to be torn down, but some of the victims' families don't want it demolished. Here's what an attorney for one of the families said on Banfield last night in a NewsNation exclusive.
It's beyond me, and it's beyond the families, the Gonzalez family in particular, about why they're demoing the house, why they're moving so fast. I think we've expressed, over and over again to them that it's important to just keep the house there just in case someone needs it. And then when the trial's over, do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, Tracy, those families are arguing, keep that house there just in case. Why not wait until the trial is over to deal with any of that? Is it premature to tear the home down before a trial even starts?
Well, that's a great question, Brooke. I think I may understand what the reasoning is for keeping for wanting this rush and demolition of the house, and I think part of it has to do with the University of Idaho. Look, I work at a university myself teaching criminal justice, and I do think that part of why they want this gone is that the optics are not good for recruitment. However, I think that this needs to stay up. There's no benefit, in my opinion, of taking it down. I think it would be really great at trial to have this horrific location still up for jurors to walk through. And you actually have the defense and the prosecution actually agreeing on something here to keep this up, as well as the victims' families. I think sometimes we need to do what's right by them.
Yeah, Joshua, if they tear down the home, could the defense then come back maybe during trial and try and throw something out there and say, oh, well, maybe there was evidence still there, but we don't know. The home's not there anymore.
Absolutely. What a tragedy that would be. Imagine if they're in the middle of trial and somehow it becomes important, the layout of that house, something that may have existed in that home that wasn't entirely clear to investigators and the prosecution beforehand, that now becomes very important in the middle of trial, and you've destroyed that evidence. Putting aside the trial, what about after trial? What about during appeal? What about if you're creating grounds for appeal by destroying evidence now? Why the urgency? I agree with that family member. Why the urgency now? Let's wait. We've done so much to preserve the sanctity of this trial. A large amount of effort has been taken on the part of the judge to make sure that people aren't talking about this, all to protect this trial. That would include this home. It might become a vital piece of evidence, and I would hate to see something happen that in retrospect they wish they hadn't done this.
Right. All right, Tracy Walder, Joshua Ritter, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for your insight here.
Thank you.
Thank you.